It just feels like there's a fakeness to the culture now. Are we actually living and preserving culture? Or are we trying to create a culture that we imagine? It's not real. That kind of culture is fake, fast, it's disposable. If you're someone with a story, a hard road, a turning point, your story, it matters. And that's what I do. I help you share that story so it doesn't get lost. Most people, we have stories to tell, but we really don't realize it until somebody starts to listen. And we realize that they want to hear it. Now, we have photos and we have memories with those photos. We can imagine the person telling that story. We can look at that photo and imagine who they were. But if we recorded their story on video, now we've captured something more timeless. We've captured their expression. We captured their voice. Something that you can listen to again when you're missing. Something that you can share with your children, your grandchildren, and so they know the strength that has come through the blood that is in their veins, in their family, and how their family has struggled to overcome and become who they are today. And that's valuable. We've seen some AI where they can take the photo and they can make it move. And that seems to become something that's becoming popular. But it does not capture their voice. It does not capture their expression. There's no real deep feelings associated with that. Why not capture the real thing? Well, they're here with us. So we have that memory and we have that real talk with them, that real emotion with them. It's not just something that's compiling and making an animation move. It is them telling you their story. This is not your highlight reel or your TikTok meme. This is a real conversation between somebody that you love and your future, your generations, you. Something that you can cherish forever. Those facial expressions, those laugh lines, those wrinkles, how they come to life as they tell their story, and you could feel it as you listen to them. That is what is real. That is what a photograph cannot provide. That is in your memory, but why not be able to share that? When you tell your grandchildren or your children, I wish you could hear that story. I wish you could see him light up. Or another emotion. I wish you could see the struggle that he felt when he was telling that story to me and I listened. That's what capturing their life on video is really all about. It's so no one disappears and everybody's life is inspirational. Now, I have a buddy, Logan. He went from a prison cell to being found on a dock, passed out, close to never being able to share life again. From that, he went into a redemption. He went into finding a way to release his life of all the negativity, of finding a business that he can build, that he loves to do, and ultimately finding God. But, sometimes that turning point isn't so dramatic. Sometimes it's a whisper. It's the first time that somebody lets that emotion go, that they admit that they regretted something, that they apologized because it needed to be said, they need to be forgiven, or they needed to forgive. These moments, they're not cinematic explosions. They're quiet whispers. They're reaching out. They're looking for something to hold, something to love, and to look for forgiveness. And they're looking for mercy. Now, sharing this, hearing somebody say that it gives others that freedom to express themselves as well. It kind of releases and says, hey, they can do it. So can I. I need that too. I need your mercy. I need your forgiveness. I need your love. One person telling the truth, it helps everyone feel less alone. It feels like there's some kind of bond, like there's some kind of connection, that we all have something that we feel that we hide and that we need to be forgiven for, and sometimes we need to share. But it's something about overcoming and being that strength that will be the inspiration to help somebody who is watching that video understand that they can come through it too. It's a ripple effect. It's like the pebble that hits the water, and that's the expression of the story. And it widens out and it shares, and more people that it hits create that ripple effect around it too. And it just is an amazing, helpful effect for everybody. It's your permission to exhale. Now, I'm starting here, but I want to take this further. I will be taking a nice long trip into the Philippines to be able to do a documentary series where I want to record people in real life. I want to record their strength. I want to record their life. I want them to be doing what they are to live, to build up relationships, to just be a part of the community. It's fishermen, it's farmers, it's textile workers. Everybody is important, and everybody is part of that community. It's going to be about real lives, real people, no filtering. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be emotional at the same time. That's my goal. This is really not a vacation per se. It's human. It's about a documentary of being human and being strong and overcoming and living. Because I think that's one thing that really kind of is starting to be missing more and more through all the fakeness around us, whether it's social media or whether it's AI. There's nothing that hits the soul. And so we need to find something, and we need to tell something that's going to actually hit our soul. This is kind of a call to action, I guess, for me, because what I'm looking for is I want to find you and help tell your story. And what that's going to do is going to help me build upon my mission in going to other countries and being able to tell even more stories, and it's human documentation. So what it is it's getting projects that help make this possible for me to do this. I want to capture your story. I want to tell your history. I want to help you pass on legacy wisdom from your parents on down to your grandchildren. And when you trust me with that story, I will create something emotional and alive with it that you'll be proud to share, that you'll be able to use as inspiration for your own internal family. So it's not just about preserving one particular story. It's about helping everybody that's after as well. That's kind of what this is really kind of all about. And anybody who hires me to do a project for them like this is going to be helping me go to other countries, do the same thing, like the Philippines. And I'm planning on putting your name in the credits for the documentary as well. I really wish you could see what my plans are, but it's so hard when you have the plans but you don't have the concept yet. But it's going to be absolutely amazing. I think it's going to be absolutely incredibly inspirational. This is not going to be a touristy travel. This is going to be real human interaction, and that's what I believe we need. So why does this matter? Well, what is it? Why capture? Why record? Why show your history? Why be a part of that? Well, first of all, I'm really discovering that the younger age children, especially, well, I guess not really young, about 16 to 22 or so, they're really getting tired of what they don't feel is real anymore. And it's like everything that's trying to inspire them is something that was created, not lived. So it's not as inspirational as, and they can feel it. It's not from the soul. And they really need stories of how did you overcome? How did your parents overcome? Because they need to know that they have that strength inside of them too, to overcome as well. And all this inspiration that they're finding through videos and short clips and memes online, it's just not hitting anymore. It's maybe there's some words that go, oh yeah, I feel that, but there's no soul in any of that. And that's what we're trying to do. It just feels like there's a fakeness to the culture now. So we talk about culture, but are we actually living and preserving culture? Or are we trying to create a culture that we imagine, but is not, it's like, it's not real. It's hyped up. It's not about overcoming. It's not about strength. It's about flash and I don't know, bling bling or whatever. It's not about the real grittiness of what culture is. And honestly, in the end, when you think about it, that kind of culture is fake. It's fast, and ultimately, it's disposable. Now, if that hit you like it hit me, then you realize where we need to go with this. That animated photo, does it capture your dad laughing? Does it capture the struggle that he shows? Does it capture his smile? Does it capture his voice? No. So let's do that. Let's capture that. Let's keep that real. Let's not bring that in. You may not have that, so you may be saying, I want to see him so badly, or I want to see my mom or grandma so badly, and I have a photo, and I can make that move. But that's not real. It's fake. And ultimately, you're going to feel it, and you're going to just be disposable with that. You're going to throw it away. You're going to be like, this is not really it. This is not who I remember. So let's remember that person for who they are. So, if you want to capture that story, if you want to tell that story, if you want to share that story with your children, with your grandchildren, because they're amazing, and they do not need to be lost. They don't deserve to be lost. Just reach out. Let's book a call. We'll talk about this. We'll keep it simple, and I'll help you guide you through it. I'll create a short guide for you on how we can capture this, on how you can do this, and ultimately we'll make sure that this does not get lost. So, I'm Ernie Message. I'm Nomadic Orca, and let's capture this. Let's do this. Let's preserve. I can remember my dad telling me stories. I can remember his friends telling me stories. I can remember my great-grandmother calling my dad Arni, the real pronunciation of my name. I can still hear her voice, but that's not everybody can do that. Let's retain it. Let's keep it, because they're important. You're important, and your kids know that you're important. Your grandkids know that you're important, and they want to hear your story. Let's do this. Let me know. Thank you.